Welcome to the Neewer 2-axis handheld smartphone gimbal review. So I remember several months ago listening to a make test battle video where I believe Justin, who does a lot of their video editing and recording, was talking about how important it is to use gimbals in your action videos and how there's so many shaky videos and they're hard to watch. So I took that to heart and looked around for lots and lots of gimbals. Didn't really come up with anything. All of it was like more expensive or more production and setup than I was looking for. And then the other day I was working and I saw someone walking down the street with their cell phone on a gimbal recording a podcast as they were walking sort of around Wrigleyville. That's where I work. And I thought that looked really cool, so I did a little bit of research and found what was at the time the cheapest one, which is this Neewer 2-axis handheld smartphone gimbal. And I thought I'd give it a try. It was a pretty small investment, I think between $60 and $80. And so let's talk about what comes in the box. This is not a unboxing video, as I've already unboxed this and used it several times, tried it out, and I'll let you know at the end of the video what I thought of it. So how it comes, or rather how I've been using it, is it comes with instructions. This is my Samsung S4 Mini that I've been using. With it, it's light, easy to carry around. I've got a couple of them. I'm not worried about breaking them, so I use them for tons of action shots. Comes with a power cable. The charger itself uses this mini USB. This is a micro one that I just had in there to charge the phone, but it does use a mini, not a micro, like maybe your GoPro uses. Comes with the charger, which can charge the three 350 lithium ion batteries that it does come included with, and then you get the actual Neewer 2-axis gimbal. So we will talk about the gimbal. Setup is super easy. Open it up, you put your batteries in. They go upside down compared to the way most things do, so the positive side away from all of the electronics, which is slightly unusual, but does not matter at all. So you put that in, and then it has this little screw on the back here, and that adjusts the length of this so you can get a counterbalance. So if you have a larger smartphone with more of the weight towards the center, you would extend that, but I use really small phones, so I just push that all the way to the end, and then you simply put your phone in and slide it around until it hangs sideways, and that is it. There we go. It's pretty simple to do. It just takes a couple of seconds to set up for your shots, and then there's a power button here on the back. You have some controls. This is to set up Bluetooth, so you can just take photographs with it by touching this versus touching the phone. I haven't messed with any of that because I am not taking photographs with my gimbal. I'm only shooting video. This may have that function, but I haven't tried it. I didn't find that I needed to. It has a mode 1 and a mode 2. So mode 1 will just keep the camera as steady as it can in the left, right, and up, down axis for the whole time that it's set on, and then you push the second button, and that will try and keep the camera focused on one point. So you turn the gimbal and the camera stays focused the same angle versus staying still, which you might use if you were like maybe walking around an object versus filming a moving thing. I didn't use the second function very much, to be honest, because I've only filmed sort of action things where things were moving around me and I was moving. So just the Steadicam is really all that I was interested in for this particular application. And it has two buttons that allow you to adjust the angle of the camera up and down. For all of you video game users, these axes are inverted. So you push down, camera goes up, you push up, camera goes down. I wish that there was a way to change that to where up was up and down was down, but just like GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, there is no way to change the invert axis. So, you just set your phone up, get it level, turn the power button on, which is on the back here. It's really easy to reach with your finger while you're using it. And then you see some lights flashing, and it is on. That's it. That's all it does. So you can see that I move it, and it wants to resist my initial movements and sort of smooth everything out. So this gimbal is excellent at doing these sort of side-to-side pans and this up and down pan, and keeping everything relatively smooth, but it's only a 2-axis gimbal, so it does not do anything for turning left and right with your wrist. So no swivel, no roll axis, which is the main problem with this gimbal and trying to do action videos, because if you're holding it in your hand, you cannot keep your wrist from rolling if you're moving. You just can't. Your wrist wants to do this the entire time. So I'm going to turn it off here. I shot several videos. I've posted several of them in the last few days from a Nerf war that I went to in Indianapolis. It was really cool. It was really nice of the Naptown Nerf Club to invite us out to come play with them in their really cool office space that they've somehow managed to convince someone to let them play play Nerf games in the weekend at. It was really cool. And I tried it out for the first time there, and then you can see the footage from that. Everything that I posted in the last 3 or 4 days has been from that. And then I went to a friend's hockey game, which was a different scenario where there was a lot of action moving back and forth, but I was not moving. I was just trying to pan. And I will cut to those videos right now. So as you can see, both of them are pretty shaky. I will say that using this 2-axis gimbal, holding it in your hand is way more pleasant than just trying to hold the phone in your hand and watch. This is like sort of stressful to try and do. But holding it in your hand has a great form factor. And I will be looking into other 3-axis gimbals, but as you could see from the footage The footage with the Neewer is still really shaky, so it does a really good job of isolating up and down and left and right, but again, all of that y-axis is just free to be as floppy as it can be, and it really stands out when there's no other real motion. I would also say that I'm pretty unhappy with the increments that this thing catches up in. So I find that if I'm doing like large pans, it gets just a little jerky, and I'm not super happy with that. So I would say that after using this for a few days, this is a pass. I would not recommend buying this. It does not work if you are trying to film action or are moving through the action yourself. It needs that third axis. So if you're looking for a gimbal for your smartphone on a budget, the Neewer 2-axis is not the way to go. I will be buying a 3-axis gimbal in the future and testing that out, and when I get done with that, I will give you guys a review. So that's the end for me. Please look forward to the updates of more just sort of cheap and easy ways to get your action videos done, more Nerf stuff, more general life stuff. And look in the description box and you'll see links to all the things that I've talked about that I could find links for. So that's the end for me. Peace.